What's up, guys? So I felt the need to jump on here this morning and talk about this. Well, I just noticed my name stuff is not the way I want it. Now it is. Um, I'm talking about the incident with Rajah Jackson, Quinton Rampage Jackson's son, and Syko Stu at a event. So there's a ton of videos. I'm not gonna go through. I've got a few images. But I'm not going to click through all the videos and all this. I'm seeing some other videos released today. I just got done watching Shale Sonnen's video. He just put out, um, and I almost feel like he was trying not to defend Raja, but almost trying to justify what's happening to a degree. Um, let me set the stage. We did discuss this on the podcast at length last night. Um, so to set the stage, earlier in the day, Raja is at this event. He's backstage behind the building area where all the wrestlers are hanging out. Okay. Syko Stu is working. They explained this later that that when they're back there, they're always working. Once they're at an event building, they are working, which means they're in character. They're doing their thing. So this is why I want. So one of the things I've been thinking about with this. So Syko Stu smashes a beer can on the side of Raja's head. Now I saw that video. The beer can looked to be possibly a gimmick can. So it's made to crush easy. So, because if you've ever done that, that hurts. If you smash a can on your head, it does not feel good. Now, being at a wrestling event, there's a higher chance it was a gimmick can, because Raja didn't show that it stung at all. Really, it just aggravated him. There's a conversation that happened afterwards. An apology took place. Raja, was explained to him that, they're always working, and he just was doing his gimmick type stuff. So going next thing you got Reno on Hawaii that sets up a planned spot now. This seems like the spot wasn't planned till just now. They came up with this, let's plan this spot so he gets his receipt in the ring. That's a big thing with the wrestlers. You screw up, guy gets a receipt. Chael Sonnen's video, he talked about the Braun Strowman receipt that he received from Brock Lesnar. Braun kneed Lesnar full force, and Lesnar returned it with a couple of stiff shots. And in turn, Braun went, okay, I screwed up, my bad. This is now created a planned spot for him to get revenge. So this should have never even came to fruition, because I've had the experience now to go to a lot of these smaller shows. They're a ton of fun. I love being there. I've met a ton of guys at these shows, and there's a big thing I've talked to a few and seen a few of them that really get upset by something like this. If you're hanging out, if they're out there hanging out after their matches or whatnot with the audience, that's one thing. But backstage or even behind the buildings, when they're back there making their plans and stuff, nobody should be back there. Now, someone like Rajah Jackson, who's got his dad is Quinton Rampage Jackson, he's going to get the opportunity. Hey, why don't you come back and meet the boys? Some promotions will allow that. Some promotions will not, even though you have a famous parent or you're famous. The locker room area is for them. They've got to get ready. There's things going on behind the scenes that would mess up the show for everybody else. So, my opinion in this situation, Rajah should have never been back there where the boys are hanging out, getting themselves psyched up and prepared for the show. you can blast me in the comments for that and let me know if you agree with that. But obviously it was a bad idea because it set up for this entire freaking angle, in which case now we have Syko Stu that's got facial fractures, missing teeth, and all kinds of stuff. So the point of the matter is they said, okay, you're going to get your receipt in the ring. So they make this plan. Syko Stu's in on the plan. The plan is for Raja Jackson to slide in the ring during this match, pick Syko Stu up. Let me make sure I got the right video. Picks him up. Now, if you've been watching wrestling for a while, this is definitely not already not looking like a normal slam. But he's not trained for that. So he picks him up. He slams him. Next thing he's supposed to do is land 2 punches. Now, he got on top of him, and he was waylaying on him. I think this is actually as he's getting down there. And he's supposed to waylay him. And he lands a left and right. But it becomes way more than just a couple. He lands over 22 punches. Look at that right there. In the back, behind Raja right here, this fan is like, I'm not witnessing something that should be happening. So Raja Jackson, Shell Son's video, he's sitting there saying, what happened? Because he wasn't acting in anger at first, but then as he started punching, it turned into that. My opinion, take it or leave it. My opinion, he never, the whole, everybody's sorry and we're all on the same page thing. Raja never felt that way. So when he got in there, he was still angry, and it showed. But here's the thing. Even if he was angry, he doesn't have the training to go in there and pull off that kind of stunt the way 2 people that have trained in the wrestling business can pull that stunt. This would be the equivalent to the shows I've been to. Okay. Well, I go to these shows. I hang out with wrestlers ahead of time. It's happened a lot. We've had a lot of fun at these shows. Met wrestlers and just sit there and talk to them, and had so much fun getting to know them. This would be the equivalent to one of them. As we're doing that, I say, thought you'd be taller or something, and he slaps me. A gimmick slap, okay? Slaps me across the face. And then I'm not expecting that, so I'm like, what the, So then the promoter comes up and says, hey, let's run this spot now. I'm going to have you run in on him and hit him with a steel chair because I'm too small. All of them, I haven't met one yet that's not bigger than me. So I'm getting my ass whooped regardless. So he's going to tell me, you're going to run in, you're going to hit him with a chair, and then the other guy's going to get disqualified and throw you out of the ring. Here's the problems with that. That won't happen if everyone's using their head. Now, I'm stupid enough to do that, but I'm going to get hurt because I don't know how to swing that chair and make sure he's protected. I don't know where to land it so I don't accidentally injure him. That's number one. Number two, when he gets disqualified and the other guy gets mad at me, he knows how to throw me out. But I need to know how to land that so I don't break my freaking arm or something. We're not trained to do that. Raja Jackson is trained not in that, in actual physical combat. He is trained that when he's in the ring with another guy, I have to hurt him and be the one who walks out. That's a very archaic way of looking at MMA, but the fact of the matter is that is how you win. You have to hurt them to the point where they either are knocked out or tap out. Or you just did more damage and you won by decision. The fact of the matter is you have to hurt the opponent. That's how it works. That's in wrestling, it only looks that way. We don't talk about this portion of it. That's not, I mean, it's not as fun. But he's not trained to know how to slam him correctly. Shell Sonnen said this in his video. The slam did not look right. It didn't. It didn't look like a wrestling slam. He slammed him and knocked him out. So as soon as he hit the mat, he's out. Now, he may not have been fully, completely unconscious, but he couldn't defend himself. And if he wasn't fully unconscious after those first 2 punches, he was. Because he damn sure didn't defend himself in the other 20 punches. He was so just throwing these punches wildly that there was if you see the one he misses and falls over, that's how hard he's swinging. So as far as any of the videos that defend Rajah Jackson, not going to happen. Rajah was put in a position that he didn't know how to handle, and emotion took over. That part I agree with the Shell Sonnen. Emotion took over, for sure. The person who put him in that position is also at fault. I've met, like I said, I've talked to a lot of wrestlers, and they generally tell me they don't want fans, whether they're famous or not, in the backstage areas, including behind the building where the wrestlers are hanging out. If that's where they're hanging out, that's considered the backstage area. Even when you're invited, you're only invited by the one person who did it. The rest of them probably don't want you there. So Rajah should have never been behind there with the wrestlers, meeting them. When you want to meet them, I know, I think it'd be fun to hang out with them in the locker room, right? I get the respect thing, though. I always get to hang out with them after their shows. We've been there when the show ends at 9. We've been there till, extra 2 hours because we stand out there and hang out with them after the show. There is a difference in character and attitude after a show and before. It's not a matter of, oh, he was mean to me before the show. If you're there before the show and the heel walks by you and doesn't give you a high five, he's a good heel. The fact is, Rajah Jackson never should have been back there, which never should have led Reno to say, yes, we're going to let you, we're going to make this spot in the ring. You're going to get your receipt. Rajah, definitely in the wrong. Reno, definitely in the wrong. Let me know what you think. This stuff's getting wild. I got a feeling they may both see charges. I don't know that jail time will be seen, but there's probably lawsuits coming. Who knows? Let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, check all that out. What a crazy thing. Anyways, that's my opinions. Gladiator out.